How did I get used to the weather differences in the Netherlands? This video is the next part of my 1 year in the Netherlands series. If you'd like to watch the first video, I'm going to leave a link in the video description. You can check it out. Now, after surviving the COVID period, which I mentioned in my previous video, the next thing was getting used to the weather, or at least surviving the weather. Coming from a country where 30 degrees is the average to a country where 0, -1, these are the average temperatures. It was a big shock for me. Like, somebody already told me that it's really cold, but I felt like, how cold could it be? But when I came here, I was like, the person was really right. Well, glad I got a winter coat from Nigeria, so that helped me, but apparently that wasn't enough. Also, before I came here, I wasn't used to the whole idea of wearing multiple shirts. I mean, I believe you wear your first shirt, and if you need to wear a jacket, you wear a jacket. But when I came here, I understood the relevance of wearing multiple layers of shirts, which means you probably have one shirt inside, you have another one, maybe you have a jacket, which is already like 3 layers, and then you have your winter coat, which is already like 4 layers. So I had to learn that by force during that period. I also had to get gloves. Like, I remember a few cases where I was trying to like press my phone on the code, and it was like probably the blood stopped rushing in my fingers, so I don't really know how to explain it. I couldn't even tap my phone. First tapping it hurts, and then even tapping it's as if I'm not clicking anything. So even my hands were beginning to feel the whole code and everything. But I also had to get gloves. Moving from the winter season to the summer season was a big change. The summer season was really hot. It reminded me so much of Nigeria. And another thing too is that the weather is different, in the sense that during the winter season, 8 a.m. still looks like 6 a.m. In Nigeria, 6 a.m. it still feels dark. It's from like 6:30 you begin to see day, and then 7 it becomes clearer. But here in the Netherlands, 8 a.m. is just like 6 a.m. So it's still like dark, and then it begins to come clearer like maybe 8:30 or so. Now in the summer, it actually changed. So in the summer, 6 a.m. is as bright as 8 a.m. And for somebody like me who has transparent curtains, this also affected my sleeping cycle or my sleeping pattern, because I end up waking up by 6, 1 hour before my alarm, because the whole room is already bright by 6. Also, in the winter season, by 5 p.m. it already begins to get dark. But in the summer season, you still see 9 p.m. as clear as 6 p.m. in Nigeria. And then from 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m., that's when things begin to get dark. And because this was my first year experiencing it, this also affected me, because you look at the time and it feels like, oh, this should just be like 5 or even 6 p.m. And then you check the time and it's already 9 p.m. So these were things I also had to like get used to, transitioning from the winter to the summer, from the summer to the winter. Last year when I came, I wasn't really prepared for the winter, but having to experience summer here, I was able to prepare myself for the winter. So I started wearing layers as needed. I think last 2 weeks it was so cold I had to wear 4 layers. That was the only way I could survive. And even with that, Amsterdam was still like, I don't care what you wear, I'm still going to torment you with my cold. So even wearing gloves, putting gloves in my jacket, my hands still get very cold. But I was able to prepare this time. I also got a neck scarf which I tie around my neck to avoid cold from going into my chest, and all of that really helped. So that's pretty much how I have gotten used to the weather so far. I haven't gotten used to it enough. I still get cold. Sometimes I feel like my layers are not enough. Probably with time my body is going to get used to this new thing, or probably my body will never get used to it. I don't know, but that was how I survived the weather in the last 1 year. And as you can see, I am still alive. Watch out for the next part of this series. Peace.